All right. Hey, everyone. It's Marshall Atkinson, and I welcome you back to another episode of Forward Progress. And this week, I have the always awesome Meg Erber with S&S Activewear on here. So welcome, Megan. How are you today?
I am doing wonderful, Marshall. Thanks for having me. It's exciting.
Yeah, and you're coming to us from where?
I am in South Jersey, right outside of Philly.
South Jersey. That's so awesome. And you were just commenting earlier that there's our tornado watch, right?
Yeah, I just had it go off on my phone. I was like, yikes. It's sunny, but we might get cut off.
Well, hopefully we can still do the rest of the show.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we have a lot to discuss today, and we want to get right into it. So one of the things that I wanted to do is to do the first topic here, which is this one, which is before we get into that, maybe you should just tell everybody what you actually do for a living at S&S Activewear, so they kind of have some context while you're here. So.
For sure. So my name is Megan. Those of you who probably know me, I've been in this industry for a while. I do the self-defense seminars all over the country. We've done them at ASI shows, PPAI shows. I work for S&S Activewear. I'm the South Jersey and Eastern Pennsylvania sales rep. But I've been all over the country as far as, being in sales and different positions. And so a lot of people have that facial recognition here. So and I have a podcast that I do, another podcast that I do in the Industry Insider. It's different times right now. We have to find different ways to kind of stand out and try to be different. And, next thing you know, here we are on Marshall Atkinson's podcast talking about trends for 2020.
Yeah, right. And so before we get into stuff, I'm going to say hi to Josta Carlson, who, believe it or not, Meg, he's saying hello from Uppsala, Sweden.
Oh.
So he's on here all the time.
With an accent, but then I was like, I don't know the Swedish accent. So
no, you sound like the guy from the Muppets if you do it.
Well, I was going to do it from Frozen.
Oh, Frozen, right? Yeah. So anyway, so let's get into some topics because people aren't tuning in just to watch me and you chit chat. They want to know the dirt, right? So let's get to it.
I promise to drop
the first thing is, what is the absolute best-selling apparel blank on the market right now? Hands down, because people want to know that so they can offer it to their customers. So what are you seeing?
100%. Well, I took this question literal, and then I wanted to think about it because, I could run my numbers. I could tell you what I'm selling the most out of, but is that the best-selling t-shirt or blank? Not necessarily. The fashion tee category has been growing for years. The Gildan 2000, the Gildan 5000 has held that market share for many, many, many years. And the comparable styles, don't get me wrong. So I think you can easily call these other ones top sellers. But right now, the Bella Canvas 3001, the 3001 CVC is probably my best-selling t-shirt. The reason why, it has sizes up to 5XL, I think 6XL come 2021. Between that and the CVC, I have over 120 colors. So I have a shirt color for everybody. And I think just with the lighter weights and the fabrics, the customers are starting to demand that more. So not only the Bella Canvas 3001, but you have the Gildan Soft Style, the Next Level 6210. Mm-hmm. These are all the best selling fashion t-shirts in the industry right now. I do want to note that since we don't have these many events going on right now, so all that cheap t-shirt giveaway stuff has kind of gone out the door. People that are now buying stuff for themselves or buying stuff for their companies are doing it online. So they're not having to spend that money on those giveaways, but they'd rather, if they're buying something for themselves, they'd rather it be a little bit nicer. So they don't mind spending that money. They're going to spend that money anyway if it's something online. Now they're demanding better quality. So you're seeing a lot more tri-blends. You're seeing a lot more comfort colors. I would say the 1717 was probably one of my better selling shirts last year, that along with the Bella Canvas.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I think people just want something that's a better color, better fit. It's just softer, right? That really matters for a lot of people. And also I think there's this kind of a thing where, I really like that shirt. What is that? And if their friend is using it or their industry colleague, or it just kind of feeds on itself, right?
It does. And I know when I first started S&S Activewear, I had never sold apparel before. I was like only hard goods. So I really didn't know a lot. So I kind of armed myself with like a good, better, best, and then okay, let's fill in the gaps here, here, and there. And I really got into selling fashion t-shirts, and I explained it a lot because at the end of the day, when we're selling these t-shirts, we're not selling blank t-shirts. We're selling designs on these t-shirts, or we're selling logos, we're selling uniforms. So the way the imprint lays on the shirt is very important to customers, especially if you're some type of ASI distributor who may not ever see that end product. Their customer may just order it, they order the blanks, goes to the decorator right to the end user. They may not get to see it. So I broke it down, and do you mind if I show you what I show my customers? It's really kind of,
yeah.
So it's talking about,
show my hand here. All right.
No, nope, you don't even need it. I'm actually just going to show you with my hair.
Hold on.
So when we look at carded open-ended cotton, okay, you have really short, maybe not as smooth threads. So we all know I have fabulous hair. All right, we're just gonna get that out of the way. But when I have some carded open-ended cotton, I'm gonna take my hair and I'm gonna wrap it around my finger. And now, if you can see, you have all these little hairs sticking up, and that's what carded open-ended cotton looks like under the microscope. So when you're laying that screen print down, all those little hairs, all those little tiny threads act like a magnet, and it pulls that ink into the fabric, and it's going to have maybe a crack, maybe not a smooth consistency. It could be cracked. It could have pills. It could have hairs all in it. So when you have that combed ring spun cotton, you have a smooth finish. So that imprint lays so much nicer onto a fashion t-shirt. And so when you start talking to people and you break it down the science, and they're like, that makes so much more sense. And so when you're just talking about the quality of the imprint, you definitely want to get a nicer shirt.
I don't think I can do that demonstration.
No. We can take snippets.
It doesn't work for me, sorry. But I really like that explanation. That was really great. So, all right, cool. So, all right. So next up, by the way, does anybody have any questions? Oh, Keith's on here. He says, hey, YouTube, Facebook doesn't like me today. Oh, so are we having issues with Facebook? All right. So if you're trying to look on Facebook, you're not on here yet. but that's why we're doing things on YouTube also. So anyway, thanks, Keith. We appreciate your dedication trying to get here from another platform. Good job. Right.
Yeah. Thanks, Keith.
So when we're looking at that same type of shirt, right? So does this mean we got to look at the thread count also? Should we really be looking at 30 singles or higher kind of a deal? Is it okay to go below that for a better print? What do you think about that?
I mean, I've kind of been, I don't want to say brainwashed into this, but before this, the only printing that I knew was what I was doing at Jetline, and I was printing non-woven polypropylene bags and nylon denier. And I could tell you, hey, the heat's too high on that. That's my knowledge of printing. Really it, okay. And then what I've kind of absorbed through meetings and learning from my vendors, but you definitely want the higher that count, the softer the t-shirt. Okay. And then that's why when we get into some of the CVCs and the tri-blends, you notice that they're a little bit softer. It's because you have the rayon or you have the higher poly.
Modal or something.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, and to me, t-shirts, it's just like your bed sheets, right? The higher the thread count, the better, right?
Until you've had good sheets, you don't know what you're missing. You don't realize the good night of sleep that you're gonna get. Splurge, trust me.
Yeah, my wife and I stayed at a hotel once, and the sheets were just so off. I was like, "What is this? Like 150 thread count? It's just like horrible."
What is that, microfiber?
Yeah, it sucked. All right, so let's go to the second topic here, which is that's the first one, sorry. Color trends and styles for next year. So I think everybody on the planet wants to be done with 2020. Right? Can we get it in a rear view mirror, right? So we want to be already thinking about next year. And so what do you think is coming around the corner that we absolutely have to be knowing about here?
Well, let's talk about color first, because I have a couple items I'm going to show you a little bit later on. But I think color trends are always super important because you don't want to be on last year's color. It's like, are we on plaid? Are we on black? So it's funny that let's share my screen so I can show you this first color, solid athletic gray.
Right.
Is that full screen?
It is.
So I'll show you guys after this is over. I actually have this color on my nails right now. I was like, everyone's doing it. So this solid athletic gray, you can see here the swatch and how it's doing in retail. These are just great examples, from fleece to, full outfits, to jackets, to sneakers, to bags. This color is trending. It's a neutral color, so it goes with everything.
That's a gray without the flex. It's just the solid gray.
Correct. Yep. We're also seeing these light greens everywhere. We're seeing bright greens, from the citron to the spring green to the heather sage. It all really comes back to that comfort color type look, that washed garment dyed style. It's that color has not gone away this year, and it's going to be continuing into next year.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have bright colors. We're seeing a very big trend in people requesting the safety pinks, the safety oranges, safety greens for trends, neons, limes. These are really big right now, and we're going to see them continue into 2021. And I think a lot of this came from that tie-dye, because everybody's home, they're bored, they're trying to look for projects to do with their children. They start tie-dyeing. It's all neons right now. So we're seeing a really big push for these bright colors.
And by the way, Frank Good just commented tie-dye.
Hey, Frank. Tie-dye is hot right now, really hot. And then the last one, we have the Heather Blue Lagoon, the Orchid, the Heather Magenta. Again, bright colors. They're beautiful colorways. They're different. They're standing out. When you see a pair of magenta sneakers or these, Blue Lagoon sneakers, they stand out. Who's always wearing awesome sneakers? Paul Corey. You see his booth, but the focus is really on his sneakers. Come on, they're bright, they're bold, they stand out. That's what 2021 is all about when it comes to the colors. And that's all I have on the colors. Yeah. I think for as far as trends, as fabrics, I think we are going to see a little bit a more heavier weights coming out. We are seeing that in some of the fashion t-shirts. Right. I know Next Level came out with their 1800, which is a carded ring spun t-shirt, tubular, a little bit heavier. The Gilded Hammer came out, heavier shirt. We're seeing a lot more requests for the heavier fashion t-shirt. So I think that's going to be another trend. We're going to get into hats later. Everyone's working from home. No one wants to do their hair.
So what about like textured shirts? I've always been interested in, the heathers or, with the little flex, because as a designer, I like to do stuff with that, or micro stripe, or the little patterns, or a slub, because it has, or burnout tees, because they have an interesting pattern. Is that still popular? Or is that just old news?
100%. So I don't know if you caught my Instagram photo, but I was wearing full cheetah the other day, and I was rocking it.
See that Instagram.
So find that. We'll have to get it and send it. And it was actually a really pretty romper. But patterns are in any type of patterns, textured fabrics. Not only that, sustainability is really big right now. It's a trend. It's not going away. With a lot of these masks ending up in landfills and a lot of these things ending up in landfills now more than ever, it's becoming a top priority. So one of the brands that we feel like is going to really hit that mark is Adidas. Right now, I think about 50% of the product that we carry is all made out of recycled poly. They're literally taking products and plastics and waste out of the ocean and making sneakers.
What's their ocean line? What do you call that?
The parlay.
That's right. Yeah. And so what about, is anybody doing a set with the shirt and the mask that matches the color set, so I can do a whole brand universe? Or anybody doing that yet?
So we're not selling it. Like, we can't say, here's a package you can buy. But what we have done is we put together all these amazing case studies. Not only that, flyers that actually put the mask, the bag, the hat, the shirt, everything together. And we have, I think, 9 different sets like that we can do and provide for them. And they're end user friendly. So you guys can send them out to your customers, or we can send them out to you guys. But yeah.
Right. Cool. So Keith has a question. I haven't paid attention, but what is all brands 50-50 for all vendors have no black 3X anticipated arrival, even if 3001s are out?
So
I think all brands, nobody can find a 50-50 anywhere.
It's not even 50-50. It's like every shirt in t-shirt heaven world. It's because, so I'll speak on what Bella told us, which is the same everywhere. You can make it all you want. We can dye the cotton, we can cut the cotton, we can send it to Honduras, we could be ahead of schedule. But right now, that's where a majority of the stuff is sewn, and their social distancing because of COVID is their rules and regulations are much more strict than ours. So there is going to be supply chain issues for the next couple of months, unfortunately. We're hoping that it gets better quicker, but it's literally all due to COVID and the backlog. And it's not like the orders aren't coming in, it's they're trying to catch up and produce
Right.
the shirts. And I don't know why it's just the 2X and 3X and 4X. I missed that part, but it's just a supply chain thing. It's not like we're not buying it. We have tons on order. It's just, we're just waiting for them to make it for us.
Right. So what do you recommend that people do? Because if they can't get it, they're in a log jam.
Yeah.
How do they solve that problem? Are you working it out for people? What do you do?
I am working it out until I can't work it out anymore. I would feel like that's what I spent most of my week doing. Hey, Meg, here's my order. And it'd be like 5 different shirts, 10 different colors, and like a lot of those sizes. So I was going through and I actually had a list going of all the shirts I could get, what I could ship from the mill, who didn't have the case pulls. And then we have a brand new t-shirt in. It's my saving grace. And I'm afraid to even tell people because it's my like sleeper. I don't know if you play fantasy football or not, but you always have that sleeper in your draft. This is my sleeper. Okay. So nobody tell anybody. This is just for people that are watching. But the Fruit of the Loom IC47MR, it's their new iconic t-shirt. Right. It comes in a long sleeve, youth, and women's companion. I was the other day fully stocked from extra small up to 4XL in all the colors. And I've been switching everybody to that. All right. That, unfortunately, is already gone. I'm very sorry.
So let me ask you, on the SNS website, right, if they're showing, because you can see the inventory, if they're showing the inventory, right, that means that hasn't been purchased yet, correct?
That is correct. Everything is in real time. And
so if I buy 500, 500 is taking off the total and I own those now.
Yep. Yep.
So if we're going to your website and we're looking up inventory, hey, they have stock, I should buy them right now because you never know when somebody's coming behind me and can just buy everything up.
Yes, that is true. Now, the one really good thing about our website is if you do see a 0 listed on any of the sizes within any of our distribution centers, you can actually hover your mouse over that 0 and it gives you an ETA. Keep in mind, no system is perfect. These are the most updated numbers that we get from our vendors. We do them every day. We check them. I even sometimes go around and check just because I want to be sure, but you can always hover over it and it'll give you an ETA. If you don't see anything, then it's probably not on order. Right. Or there might be an issue or whatever. But I would always say reach out to your rep, let them help you, let them try to navigate you into finding something that might work for your project.
Okay. Yeah. Well, great. So hopefully, Keith, that answers your question.
Email me, Keith. I'll see what I can find for you.
All right. Let me show your email real quick, just so everybody has it.
Sure.
Where did it go?
I don't know. Merber at SS.
I thought I wrote it down. Let me just do it real quick. What is it? Is M Erber?
Yep, M Erber at
SNS Active.
No S and just SS Activewear.
There's no N? I thought it was SNS.
Nope, just SS. I can put it in the chat if it'll help.
Got it?
Merber at ssactivewear.com. Yep, that's it.
Right. So, Keith, if you want Meg to help you, here's her email. Please drop her an email. I'm sure she'll get you situated.
I'll find you something. I have like an ongoing list that I'm.
And then Ron wants to know, is this the shirt?
That's the long sleeve version. So take out the LSR and replace it with MR.
Yeah.
It's the iconic tee. And so actually, if you're on our website, another good feature on our website is that you have that shirt pulled up. All of that style's companion pieces will be on the bottom right-hand side. So you'll see the ladies, you'll see the youth, and you'll see the IC47MR.
Yeah. Okay. Ron, hey, have a good day, buddy.
Thanks, Ron.
That's his motto. Everything's always good with Ron.
Yeah.
All right, great. So are we done with that? You want to go to the next topic?
Sure. What was the next topic? Ooh.
Next topic is fall's around the corner. It's almost hoodie season. So what's your go-to hoodie, Meg?
So if anyone caught Marshall's first episode of his success stories, I did a quick 2-minute pitch. Nobody even asked me to do that. They were just like, Meg, what's your favorite product? And I was like, bam, it's showtime because it's easy. It is I'm going to give you a good, better, best, but I'm going to share the screen very quickly just to give you the product itself.
Right. So you're holding up a shirt or sharing the screen? Which one?
Can we do both? Sorry, can we do both?
At the same time.
Okay. Then
I'm a guy. I can only do one thing at a time, Meg. Come on.
All right, then just look at me. Then we'll share the screen when I'm done. There's some things I want to point out about this shirt. So this is the SS 4500. Okay, this is going to be your go-to when you're looking for. If you have, let me rewind that a little bit. Usually, most people's go-to quick cheap T-shirt is the Gildan 18500, the P170, whatever. It's a good go-to. It fills the need. But if you can have something at the same price or less, right now it does fluctuate depending on Gildan's prices, but for the same price, a far superior product, why wouldn't you switch? Okay, so the SS 4500 fills that void. All right, so right off the bat, okay, it has a retail grade quality because it has these flat draw cords with these grommets. It has side seams, so it's going to have more of a fashion cut to it, and it's going to fit more body types. Under the hood, we have an 80-20 blend versus that 50-50, and it has 100% cotton face. So do you remember that hair trick I was showing you with the ring spun cotton?
Yeah, that one I can't do. Yeah.
Yes, this sweatshirt is so soft, so nice. And it's also a 1/2 ounce heavier. That doesn't really make too much of a difference, but it's an 8.5 versus an 8 ounce. 80-20, 100% cotton face.
How many ounces is that?
8.5.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So this is your go-to good shirt. Okay. And then we don't really need to show the screens. It was just really to show.
Okay, cool.
The next one up for the better, I like to talk about the Bella Canvas Street Fleece. It's a 6.5 ounce fleece, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's heirloom cotton. So it has almost this spongy feeling to it. Matter of fact, all of their sweatshirts, except for the tri-blend, is now made of this material. So they just sent me this. It has the contrast cords. Can you see that straight out of quarantine?
Yes.
Nice, super soft. It has the drop shoulder. So this is going to be your better. Now, are you ready for the best?
I'm ready.
Now, the reason why I like to say this is the best is because this is the product that's going to wow for 2021. This is the product that if you have that customer that has a budget and they want to give their employees, their customers, a really nice fourth quarter gift item or just a great giveaway, something fun, Quick Flip Apparel, their hero hoodie. Marshall, can you play that video?
I can. Hold on.
Thanks.
Let's see if I can figure out how to do it again. Here we go.
Hey guys, I'm Henner Gracie and I've completely reinvented the world's favorite outerwear garment, and it's called the Hero Hoodie. For my entire life, I've been searching for a safe, secure, and stylish way to carry an unworn sweatshirt. And like millions of people around the world, I've had no success until now. Check this out. Flip it, tuck it, and tighten it. And voila, you have a fully functional backpack in a matter of seconds, you guys. If you want to tighten it up, simply slide and bite. Any height you want, slide and bite. And now you're ready for whatever life brings your way. The conversion is so easy that literally anyone can do it. And when it comes to storage, the larger compartment holds your hoodie and anything else you want to put inside. And for high value items like your wallet, keys, cell phone, you can keep them safely tucked away in the easy access inside pocket. When the sun fades away and the temperature drops, simply reach inside and with one pull, your hoodie is back in action. And the best part is the hoodie is as fashionable as it is functional. And for those who prefer the hood-free lifestyle, don't worry, we have convertible crew necks. A regular hoodie is a liability and a frustration the moment you take it off. The Hero Hoodie will continue to protect and serve you rain or shine, whether you're wearing it or not. Bottom line, no matter where life takes you, we got your back.
That's great.
I love it. He has such great energy, and his name's Henner. So in Brazil, the R's are sound like H's, so it's Henner. And then we always say he's got that Hennergy. So
right, that's great.
He's a great sales guy, and I know him through jiu-jitsu actually. So when I saw him at the ISS show 2 years ago, I went up to him. Well, someone had sent me a video from, I guess, the Fort Worth show, and they were like, "Do you know this guy? He like says he knows jujitsu." And I was like, yeah, that's Henner Gracie. How do you not know?
Yeah.
But
Ron
yeah,
said I saw this kid at Long Beach, like a home show demo.
yeah, and he keeps going, man, from sun up to sundown. He's got a lot of energy. So when I saw him at the ISS show in Atlantic City, I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, oh my gosh!" And then since then, big advocate to bring this brand on. So excited. We had him on our podcast a couple weeks ago, and it was just amazing. But people are like, "Is it really that easy? Is it really that easy?" I have one here, and it is literally that easy. Okay, I'm not going to put it on because I have my hair, and I don't have the full zip. So, so you have the hoodie. You're going to turn it upside down. You are going to stick your hand right into the middle of it and pull it out. And then you tuck it and forget about it. And then you flip it over. End of story. It takes less than 30 seconds. Actually, if you're as good as Henner, it's less than 3 seconds. So,
well, how many times a day do you think he does that?
Oh my God. I can't imagine. He probably just does them in his sleep at this point. But this is a fun product. It's a dual product. It is a nice, and by the way, when I got this sweatshirt, I was almost expecting it to not be that great quality because, hey, it's a promotional product, but it was really nice. It's so soft. The draw cords are really nice. They're thick. They're in there. He did a very good job sourcing the right product, right fabrics, everything.
Right. And styles, colors.
So
good selection.
There's a lot of I think there's like gray, black, camo, and 5 different styles. And we also just brought in a rain jacket as well. So you're out, it's raining, and then it's not, and it's actually waterproof on the inside. So when you flip it, all the stuff doesn't get wet.
Right.
Kind of I didn't have it up.
If you live in Seattle or somewhere where it's raining all the time, then maybe not. This is a good product, right?
So yeah, I'm just trying to check.
Hey, Josh, what's up, buddy? Josh says, "I've used all these pieces. Love them. Nice roundup." Thanks, Josh.
Great.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, I mean, between the three, I mean, there's definitely thousands of hoodies in between. We can find you something, but those are my go-to. And the quick flip, even if you don't sell it, you get it in front of a customer, you do that presentation, you've got their attention now. They're like, all right, I like this guy or this girl. She's got
fun. And look, you just saw Meg do it here. This be a Zoom call with a client that you might be having. You don't actually have to do it in front of them. You can be doing it in front of a camera and just show how, just practice a little bit, right? So you can get the moves down. I'd be worried I'd goof it up, but I guess that's the beauty of learning something.
I was really worried too. And I did it for the first time on air on my podcast. And I was so nervous, but it's so easy. And then when you get the sweatshirt, it actually comes in a poly bag and there's instructions on it, but it's wear hoodie, take it off, reach inside, flip it.
Right. Cool.
Super easy.
Great. And what does that list for? It depends on your price point with you guys, or?
It's around, if you buy it directly from them, it's $75. I think net cost on that is around $20 or less, depending on, 20 to 25, depending on the hoodie actually, or the rain jacket.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And it prints well, it decorates well?
It decorates well. We do have printing tips on our website. And promotional product people, this is a dream because you actually have 2 imprint areas, one on the bag and one on the hoodie. So if you take it off and you are wearing it as a book bag, you don't lose that branding opportunity. You're just going to print the same logo or the somebody else and whatever you're putting on there on the bag as well.
And what is the bag made of?
Same. It's a sweatshirt. It is literally
the same material.
Yeah. It's the inside of the sweatshirt, and due to the technology and the cuts and the sews, it all is one piece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
It's easy.
Right. And Keith says, use the Shark Tank reference with them. Sold 24 when I said that.
Yep. He was on Shark Tank. It was also Time's most, Time Magazine's, I should know this, #1 invented thing this year or something.
Great.
It is on our website. Oh, here it is. Times for 2019 best invention. And then it is on Shark Tank. And we do have all this highlighted right on the landing page for Quick Flip Apparel on the SNS.
You have that up? I can show that real quick. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
So let's look at that here. That's
That's you.
Hold
Yep.
on. No, hold on. I'm on the wrong thing. Remove me, show yours. Okay. Sorry, I can't use my own software. There you go. Oh, there you go.
Now the pricing that you see is what your customers would see if they just went to the website. This is MSRP pricing. Once you log in, your net pricing would show up.
Right. Great. So Keith, since you commented, have you decorated them yet? And how did that go? So if you could throw a comment in there, that'd be great. Okay, so we have one topic left. And before we get to that topic, don't forget that this is a Q&A kind of a thing. So if you've got a question for Meg, that's why you can type it in and throw out the question. We want to make sure that you get the answers that you need for anything that you're looking for or anything that she can help you with. So please, please, please use the comment. We want you to comment, like, share, all that kind of stuff. Do that in the chat, okay?
All right. So you see yourself opposite. I'm like, I got to fix this, but which way does it go? All right, there we go.
You look fine, Meg. Don't worry about it. All right, so last is hats are always trending, right? So what's new and popular? You know, when I look through a catalog, all I see is 57 pages of hats, and it's so confusing, Meg.
It's so confusing.
What should I get? I don't even know, right? I know what kind of hats I like, but I don't care about me. I care about my customers. What should I be using? Help me out.
I do have some beanies around here, and I must have set them down when we were talking prior, but I do have some caps right now that are brand new. We had a mid-year launch. These are so cool. I'm just like, they're blown away because the technology and all the neat like features that are coming out this year. Yep. So these are mid-year launch for 2020 and into 2021. So this first one that I'm going to show you is the Richardson 935. This is a Rogue wide set mesh hat. This is waterproof. This is if you are out there boating, you're on the lake, this falls in, guess what? It's wet. Who cares? It comes right back. And
I like the big mesh. The big mesh is cool.
Really nice. Really nice.
So is that like slick feeling? How does the fabric? It's hard to tell from a video.
I would say it feels like a. I don't really have a.
Well, I like Columbia stuff, so I feel like Columbia.
Yes, the performance fishing gear. Yep, that's exactly what it feels like. Okay. Next one up is the low profile foamy trucker. We have another one out that's similar to this, and it has this band on it. Super popular this year. There's a lot of like yacht club colors. There's like the red and the blue, and it's just a super popular hat. Huge decoration area since it's a 5-panel hat, and it's foam. All right. Then this isn't anything new, but this is the best-selling trucker hat that we have, the Richardson 112. I should know how many colors we have. We have, I want to say hundreds, but it's not that many. It's a lot. It is a lot.
These are all 6-panel?
This is a 6-panel hat. Yep. Okay. And it's #1 selling trucker hat.
And the back is a snapback?
Yes, this is a snapback.
Okay.
Okay. Next up.
Ooh, tie-dye. That's cool.
Tie-dye. Yes. These are from the game. Tie-dye, so hot right now. The only difference in the two are the backs. You have the mesh. Sorry, I'm like backwards here. You have the mesh and then the full back. This is the metal brass.
Right.
And then this is a snapback.
Okay, and so the tie-dye part, is it different on every hat, or is it just a double-mated design?
No, it is going to be different because these are tie-dyed. Yep. So it'll be the same design, but it'll be slightly off. So keep that in mind when you are pitching these to your customers. Make sure you set the expectations. You never want to overpromise, underdeliver. It does nothing but cause anxiety, make your customers upset. Just let them know.
Right. That's why I was asking. Because we'll put the design on the yellow part because it's that big. Well, what happens if it's not on the next hat? Then,
Well, I would say that the design should be the same, but it might be like the blue might come over here a little bit more. But this is what one should look like.
Right. Okay.
We have a bunch of colors in both. Now, this one's not a mid-year launch, but I felt it was really important to show you guys because this has been a big seller for me in general. And every time I show it, people are like, oh, my God. So this is a 7-panel hat.
Okay? 7 panels. That's for a big head.
It is. So you have, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So in retail, this is actually a lot smaller, but in our industry, we obviously need a bigger imprint area so we can put the imprint or the embroidery. So it's a little bit bigger here. This has been a huge seller for us.
And that's the Eurosport is embroidered.
This was just part of one of our case studies.
But it's embroidered, right?
Puff embroidery.
I want to know what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, it's hard to see on this. Yeah, puff embroidery. And this is the Richardson 168.
So let me ask you, on that hat, can you hold it back up?
Yep.
So if you're hooping the hat, can you sew up over where the white and the black meet on that seam on the front? Like, how big is the front part? Is it?
You mean that, like this part right here?
Yeah. So
well,
it's like a normal crown of a hat, right?
Yeah. It's a big area. It's pretty big. I mean, this is it's like 3/4 of an inch high right here. So you're
not going to have any problems hooping that.
Yeah, not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see in there. And then I apologize. I know we were talking, and I don't know what I did with all my beanies, but I do have a couple of really nice ones for 2021. Sportsman has come out. We've had a lot of. This one's Richardson. So we had a lot of requests for like the floppy beanies, kind of flop over with the pom-pom. So this is a new Richardson one for 2021. And this is the 141R. It's the chunk twist with cuff. These rugby stripes, super big still. We're seeing them everywhere, coming out with new hats, scarves every year. This one is the Richardson 134. It's a pom beanie with cuff. I have a lot of collegiate colors in this.
Cool. And by the way, Keith says he's sewn that hat. They're easy.
Okay. Which one? The
one I was talking, the 7-panel.
Yeah, they're really nice. There's a guy in Texas. I think his name is TRS Embroidery. I don't know if you guys know him. I follow him on social media. A guy, girl, family. Not sure. Sorry. They're doing a lot with the 168. Their social media is insane, and they do some really cool patches that look really like retro and vintage. And I'm seeing a lot of that lately, and they're really hitting the mark on that. I highly suggest it out.
Hey, here's how good a job you're doing, Meg. Somebody's already looked it up and says there's not a lot of stock of the 7-panel hats, only 168. So you're getting people to look it up on the website already.
I'll let you know when that stuff's coming back in. So the next one, I have 3 hats here from Richardson. Okay. I was looking for them earlier and I finally found them. I'm glad. They look like normal hats, right? They look like normal, like watch caps, beanies, but what's really unique about them is what's on the inside. So on
they turn into a backpack?
Yeah. Did I say Richardson? I hope I didn't say Richardson. These are Sportsman. I'm really sorry. Sportsman hats. This is SP12JL. This is a jersey lined beanie.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, right? So super soft on the inside. All right.
So if you're bald, right, with the hair, it doesn't really matter. But if you're bald, that's probably a good thing.
Is Frank still in here? Can Frank tell us? I know you have one of these.
I guess, Frank, you don't have any hair. Is that?
But wait, it gets better. So now we have the fleece lined 12-inch beanie, which is the SP12FL for fleece. And this is so soft. This is, it's like North Face soft. Okay. So you have, the fleece, or you have the jersey, you have the fleece. Wait for it. Now we have the Sherpa lined 12-inch. So you might be sweating in this, but
when you're on the Alaskan fishing boat, that's the one you get.
So when you go skiing, this is the hat that you want because you want to keep your ears nice and warm.
Yeah, right. Love it.
So these I'm excited about these. I've had a lot of requests last year for either Sherpa or fleece lined. I didn't have any jersey, but now that we have it and there's 3 different price points, I feel like it's going to be a big seller. So you can check these out on the SNS Activewear website. They're all the same except for the item numbers are all the same. The SP12, and then look for the last 2 digits for fleece or jersey or Sherpa. But they should be all on there. So
that's awesome. And by the way, our good pal Josh says the 7 panels a dream to decorate. So
good.
Thank Josh and then Frank says yes.
Yes. Thanks, Frank.
Okay, well, cool. So
that's what's new. That's what's trending. But yeah.
So are you excited about next year?
I'm actually going on my first outdoor sales call in like 2 weeks, and I'm ready.
You're ready to escape the house.
I am. I miss the trade shows more, I think. And
I just miss seeing people, right?
Me too. It's hard. It's people like us that are extroverts that like need that.
Yeah, well, just, there's this, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been to a million places and whatever. I've been in my office, which is in my house, since March the 5th. That's the last time I went on a trip. And I'm ready to break out of jail. I got to tell you. So,
Marshall, I will say that when you don't leave your house, it really it does affect you. And you only believe what everybody else is telling you because you're in this little echo chamber that you don't even know. And I was like the first 3.5 months, I was wiping down things as they were coming in the house. Like, sleep at the door, like I was terrified, I saw that Randy Chen had gotten it, and he's a very good friend of mine. And it's terrifying. And then when the riot started, and I was so emotional because I wanted to do, we live in a nice area and safe, so we don't have to worry, but we did because we were right outside of Philly, and we slept with a crossbow under our bed one night. And I have children. I don't want to have to ever do that. I don't want to have to use it. Something in me snapped, and I can't live like this anymore. And I took the kids, we went away for a week, we got out, we went to South Carolina. It was one extreme to another. It was night and day. And I opened up my eyes a little bit, and I'm like, we're being safe. We're washing our hands. We're wearing our masks.
Right.
Social distancing. It's not as bad as everyone is thinking. Yes, the virus is very real. I'm not taking that away from it, but you cannot live in fear. You cannot. It'll destroy you.
Right. I totally agree with that. But it's, our across the street neighbor passed away from it.
I'm so sorry, Marshall. I'm so sorry.
It's just one of these things.
That's a reality check.
It's a here, right? It's not going away, and I don't want to make this a political thing, so we'll just But anyway, I miss seeing everyone in person, and we'll get back there.
We will.
By the way, Yosta, Mr. Sweden says, or Sweden cool, right? For the Sherpa line hats you were showing.
Oh yes. I said Russia earlier.
So, all right. So a couple things before you go. I want to, where do I have the thing up? Here it is. So you've been on a couple of my podcasts, and SNS Activewear is doing such a great job of sponsoring me with that, and also my Shirt Lab project. So thank you so much for helping out with that. And we're on the first episode, the one we did with Brand Fuel, and you're going to be on another one that's coming up, and you just recorded that the other day. So Thank you so much for helping out with the podcast. And if you haven't listened to the podcast yet, here's the link. I know you're going to love it. It's really great. The whole podcast is about stories of people in our industry of how they're doing it, how they're creating their success, what are they doing, and they're dropping some knowledge bombs that you really can be picking up, and you could be replicating their success also, which is the whole purpose of the podcast. And it's on every podcast platform. So whatever you listen to, just look for Success Stories by Marshall Atkinson, and you'll see it. So, but thanks, Meg, for helping out with it. I know you'll probably be on a couple more. So
good. I love it.
And so quickly name the podcast that you run, just so everybody can find you also.
Yeah, I'm on the Industry Insider. Every Wednesday we go live at noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find it on the Promo Corner Facebook page, and we do repost it a bunch of times on Twitter, and the audio version is released on Mondays. So yeah, check us out. Industry Insider live at noon. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Meg. I appreciate you. And thank you, everyone that's watching. And if you didn't get your comment or question, or maybe you're watching this later, just put a question in the comments and tag me or Meg, and we'll make sure that we get you the answer that you need. Okay? Sounds good. All right. Thanks, everyone. See ya.